When you start cycling, you start hearing about this crazy idea about having your feet attached to your pedals. And even more crazy, you learn that this clipping in is called clipless pedals. In this video, I'll be explaining the craziness and going over the two most widely used types of clipless, clip-in shoe and pedal systems to help you figure out which is right for you and your riding style. I'm Michelle, and I believe cycling should be fun and simple because the more you cycle, the better life is. In this video, I'll be going over a variety of different shoes that you can use when cycling. FLR has kindly supplied me with these shoes so that I could demonstrate to you the different options there are. If you have any questions or want more details about anything I show you in this video, it will be in the description box below. Be sure to stay tuned to the end where I have a tip for you on how I keep my shoes smelling good. So let's get started. So clipless, what's that all about? Well, a while ago, back in the olden days, they used to have a toe clip they put their foot into, and then their strap, which was buckled, which basically locked the cyclist in, and once that buckle was done up, they were locked into their pedals. And I believe they do still use this style in track cycling today. So that's what being clipped in is. That's what it's a toe clip. And the new modern pedals don't have toe clips, and that's why they're known as clipless. Why would you want your foot attached to your pedal? I know I didn't when I first started. I had enough to learn. So I'll tell you what I did in a minute. But the main reason you want to attach your foot to your pedal is stability and efficiency. So you get your foot's more stable when it's attached to the pedal, and you get more efficiency in your pedal stroke. You can pull back and pull up if that's your pedal style. You just have less dead time in your pedal stroke. It also means your foot is in the correct position for power transfer efficiency with the axle of your pedal, and combined with the stiffness of a cycling shoe, you get better efficiency in your power transfer. So you've got stability and efficiency in pedaling and better power transfer. So those are your benefits. Just show you quickly what I mean by the stiffness of a cycling shoe. So cross trainers, you get a little bit of flex. That's quite normal. Your foot needs that when you're running, and especially cross and trail running. And this road shoe, very bright one, but it doesn't have that flex. These are carbon soled, but yeah, that's the point of a cycling shoe, is that stiffness of the sole for the power transfer. So when I started, I didn't want my foot attached to my pedal. I really did not feel comfortable about that. So I used flat pedals, the ones that mountain bikers use with the pins. So the pins, and not those shoes, but another pair of trail running shoes that have pretty decent treads. Between that combination, for me, my foot never slipped. Those pins kept my foot stable in wet weather and things. They hurt if they hit your shin. You learn pretty quickly to avoid that. But that gave me the stability I needed at the beginning. As I mentioned, in this video I'm going to talk about the two most widely used type pedal cleat system. There are others. In this video I'll be talking about the SPD, which is the mountain bike style shoe and cleat system. It's a 2-bolt system, and the SPD-SL system, which is what's known as the road style, and it's the 3-bolt system. The other systems out there, there's Look and Speed Play and Crank Brothers, I believe, is the other one. There are other options, but I'm sticking with these two because they're the most widely available and usually what people end up with. So SPD-SL, what is all the letters? What do they stand for? SPD is Shimano Pedal Dynamics, and the SL for the road shoe is super light. So road cycling is all about light and fast. So that's how you can remember which one's which. The SL, super light, is the road, and the SPD is the mountain bike style. I am a long-term user of the SPD style, the mountain bike style shoe. It suits my riding style. I do a lot of touring. It was what I was more comfortable with for commuting. It still is, and it allows you to walk around more easily when you're off the bike, which is a huge benefit. So that's why SPD style are popular with mountain bikers, cross country riders, tours, and they're used in spin class. They're also what you'll find. I've never seen a winter boot with a road shoe style cleat. Not to say they aren't out there, but if you live in a cold climate and you want something to wear in the winter, SPD is the style you usually find. And one of the main reasons for that is the same reason that mountain bikers use it, as they any snow or dirt that gets inside the cleat is more easily, the cleat still works, and the dirt more easily gets out of the cleat. So road shoes, I got them dirty a couple weeks ago, and they were just impossible to clip in and out because the grit of the dirt was causing so much friction. So you have to keep your road cleats clean. They don't like dirt. The dirt sticks to them. Mountain bike pedals are meant to release dirt and allow the pedal to still be usable even if your shoe or cleat gets dirty. One of the other reasons I chose SPD as my first foray into clipping in is because the pedals are double-sided, or you can get double-sided pedals. I just found not having to worry about which way the pedal is comforting to me. They're easier to release, and there are two types of cleats that come with the SPD. They are the SH56 and the SH51. The difference between them is the 56 is a multi-directional release, so you can put your ankle out and up and it will come out, whereas the 51, it's just the one-way release, so it's just out. If you want a more secure, I guess they say, the 51's for you. I don't find the 56 pop out when I don't want them, so I prefer to have options. I'm a klutz, so yeah, I like to be able to free my feet in a panic, and that sometimes means pulling my foot up and they come out. So that gives me peace of mind and makes me happier on my ride. The last thing I want to say about SPD style shoes before I show you a couple of the different types is that a lot of people say that they are not as stiff as road shoes. That's not true. The level of stiffness, and a lot of manufacturers give a level of stiffness to each shoe. You can have as stiff a mountain bike style shoe as road shoes, so that's not true. It may have been true in the past, but your mountain bike shoe can be as stiff as a road shoe if you want it to be. All right, let's look at some shoes, and I'll show you the difference between them. This, like I said, we'll start with the SPDs. The first one I'm going to show you is actually a flat-soled. So this is what mountain bikers use with the pegged shoes. So the little circles, the little dots there, they work in conjunction with the pegs and give you a nice stable platform. And again, oh, they're stiff. So you've got that stiffness. There is some flex, so there is some movement there, but you still have some stiffness, and you've got the security with the pins. So just thought I'd show you that. So that's a style some mountain bikers use. Next up is the spin class shoe. So this shoe is made with a little bit more flex than most, and the cleat is recessed. So all the mountain bike cleats are recessed. They have treads, which is why they're easier to walk around in. And this one in particular is has a lot of recess around it, so that when you do walk, you can go to the gym in them and then get on your spin bike and then go home. You don't need to bring an extra pair of shoes, and you won't get the clippity clop. Some of these shoes, you do hit the metal to the ground when you're walking, so these ones are made to be great on and off the bike, and if you wanted to do a workout in the gym, you could do that with these. So these are particularly made for spin class. They would make a great commuting shoe. They would also be pretty good for touring. This guy here. So similarly, it's got the recess with the nice good sole with the good grips, non-slip and all of that. These are a bit stiffer than the last one, and these are great for touring, this particular one. They would be good for mountain bike riding, but particularly they're good for touring. Next up, we've got this one. And this one has the option to put in spikes. So this would be used for cyclocross type riding, where you might have to get off and carry your bike or run with your bike. So the spikes would assist you in that, and yeah, some good treads. But yeah, lightweight, very stiff, and then yeah, similar construction and dials and things that you see on road shoes. So still, you can get mountain bike style shoes that are very sleek looking. As I mentioned, it's usually, or the only ones I've ever seen winter boot wise, so this one, are SPD style, and it makes sense because it's slippery in the winter. You don't want to be walking around on the road style cleat, which is very hard to walk in. And so you've got the treads, again you've got the spike options, and yeah, you've got some good traction here, and then you've got the waterproofness. So this is breathable, but it's treated cordura, and your laces are covered over to keep water from getting in, but you can still adjust. So, and also you can tighten around your ankle. So this is the first year I've worn winter boots on my bike commuting, and we had a particularly wet winter, and I wished I'd gotten them years ago. These kept my feet dry, so sometimes the water can get up the bottom of the shoe, even if you put a rain cover over your shoe, so you can get booties over your shoe. these have kept my feet so toasty and dry last winter that, yeah, I've kind of kicked myself because I've hummed and hawed over it. I get cold feet easily for years, and this has been a nice experience to try. So now on to road shoes. I last year started trying road shoes. I didn't use them in the longer Odaxes because they were carbon soled, and that level of stiffness my feet wasn't used to on the longer distances. So this summer, since I'm not doing the longer distances, I've committed to using the road shoe as much as possible to see if I can gel with it a little bit more. But my preference is SPD. I just think they're more adaptable and they give me more options. I'm also a klutz, so walking around off the bike in the road shoes is a little precarious for me. So yeah, but I've been trying road shoes, so now I can speak from experience. When I made my first video about shoes, I could not do that. I could only speak from Nathan's experience. So let's see some road shoes. These two shoes are quite similar. In fact, the upper is, I think, yeah, the upper is identical. It's just the bottom of the shoe that changes in this shoe. So there is no reason why you can't get as much power transfer with this mountain bike shoe as this road shoe. People will argue about the size of the platform make a difference. I don't buy it. I really think that if you're correctly placed over the axle of your pedal, the power transfer is the power transfer. I'm hot. If someone's into physics can explain to me why the bigger platform on this would matter, especially if you have a bigger platform on your pedal for your mountain bike shoe. Not everybody does, but some do. Anyway, the difference is on the bottom, and this one has treads, as you can see, and has the option for spikes for if you want to do some cross-country or cyclocross racing. So that's great and gives you traction and better walking when you're off the bike. This one looks cool. It makes you wobble. I don't know. People love them, but I think when you can get the same shoe, and Shimano is the same. I have a pair of Shimano road shoes, and they made the identical shoe for off-road riding and for road riding, so you can have what you want. Same carbon sole on both of these, same stiffness. So yeah, it's good to have options. But as you can see, the 3-bolt system versus there's a 2-bolt system, so it's all pretty straightforward once you get to know all of that, and you can see the differences. To be serious, the benefits you get from a road cycling shoe. So here's another example of one that uses the Velcro straps. There you go, but yeah, familiar bottom. But the benefit you will get is the road shoe, road cyclists care about weight a lot if they're racing, and that's what you're going for, lightness. Now, yeah, this one is lighter, so if you care about the grams, you're going for your road shoe. If you're spending all your time on the bike, road shoe's fine. It's, these cleats, if you do walk on them too much, get damaged and then eventually have to be replaced. Whereas I've got cleats on, these are the original cleats on my touring shoes that went across Canada with me and have commuted for 4 years now. So yeah, they're metal. They last a long time. In fact, I think these ones are stuck to the shoe now. I don't think if I had to replace them, I'd have to replace the whole shoe. But yes, you get lightness. Some would say better aerodynamics because, you don't have the treads there. So you've got aerodynamics and lightness if the fractions of a second matter to you in what you do on your bike. So that's what people are going for in the road shoe, really. That's the benefits. One thing I wanted to show you, if you're not familiar with cycling shoes, is what you're paying for as the shoe gets more expensive. I mean, you can spend £300-400 on a pair of shoes and get a very beautiful shoe. So you girls out there who, like your fancy expensive shoes can appreciate a beautiful shoe. Men have never understood how women can spend so much on some high heels, but maybe some cyclists out there can now, because I know a lot of men with some very expensive, very beautiful cycling shoes. My husband is one of them. So just to show you some of the things that change as you pay more for the shoe. This is a good example in these road shoes. So these are both road shoes. And as you can see, you've got the adjustable dial system, which allows you to fine-tune the fit of your shoe more precisely than the Velcro straps. So that's one thing you'll notice as you go up in price. The next shoe after this one here doesn't even have this Velcro there. It's completely dialed in. So there's 2 dials that allow you to adjust the different parts of the shoe to get the best, most precise fit. And the other main thing that you're getting as you pay more for the shoe is the stiffer sole. So you get into the carbon soled shoes, and that's when you start seeing the prices really jump. Like I said, cycling shoes can last many, many years, especially if you look after them and clean them. Cycling should be fun, so be sure to choose what's right for you so that you can enjoy your ride. I told you I'd have a bonus tip for you on how to keep your shoes fresh. So I learned this tip when I was cycling across Canada in 2016, and it's to use dryer sheets. Now, dryer sheets are a bit harder to come by in the UK. They use dryers less here to start with, but they are little sheets that you put in the dryer when you're drying your clothes. If you take one sheet for each shoe between rides, when you store your shoe, you put a sheet in each shoe, or if you're touring overnight, you put the sheets in your shoes, and they don't weigh much, so they're easy to bring on a tour. It will keep your shoes smelling fresh. So these shoes, my commuting and touring shoes, yeah, they're doing all right. So it does work. It works really well. Give it a try. See if it works for you. It's worked well for me. Those shoes are still going strong and they still smell all right. If you're new to my channel, I have some other beginner videos. I'll link there for you. And I also have some new beginner videos coming up because a lot of people, due to lockdown, are taking up cycling as a way to get to work. So I'm putting out some new videos to help all you new cyclists out there. So tell anyone that you think these videos can help, and subscribe to get notified about the new videos coming out. As always, thanks for watching. Until the next video.